What's up YouTube, and thank you so much for all the likes and comments on the investor mistake video part 1. And I promised everybody if that was the case, we got a lot of traction, we'd be dropping part 2. And here it goes. Make sure you watch right to the very end. These are some of my favorite ones here, and we're recording this so that you can go and take more action with real estate investing and not worried about making a mistake, okay? Keep taking action. Watch right to the very end. Let's jump right into it. Point number 8 is that they try to do everything themselves, okay? Real estate is not a do-it-yourself type of a game. Yes, there might be some people on YouTube that are great do-it-yourselfers, and that's how they've grown their audience, and that was intentional right out of the gates. But for the most part, this is a team sport. You need to be asking for help, putting your hand up, getting around people that can assist you, because you can't do this all yourself, okay? You need to build a team. You need to make sure that you're not just like getting the help that you need today. I'm sure there's some, you can remember being a child, right? Like, did your parents just buy you the shoes that fit perfect today? Or were they, oversizing it a little bit, right? I know my parents did. They always bought our shoes like half a size to a size too big so we can grow into them. Same with you and same with your company. Like, you need to get some help on your team. You need to have more help and more resources on your team than you think you might need so that you can actually grow into it and it's a little bit future-proof. So don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to pay for some help when it comes to scaling your real estate portfolio. It's so important. All right, everybody, next mistake is that sometimes newer real estate investors, or even more advanced ones that just don't care as much about the dollars and cents, they pay too much for things, or they just don't manage the money and the dollars as well as they could, okay? It is so important. I'm not telling you to be like the cheapest person in your city, but it is amazing what can happen when you get like 3 to 5 quotes on things, or even 10 quotes on things. I mean, don't waste too many people's times. You will have to pick up the phone a lot to get people to even come out and quote. It's just the nature of the beast when it comes to contractors in this world, but you want to get something that's priced fairly for the work involved, right? Everybody deserves to make some profit, a reasonable amount of profit. If you can somehow tie into like wholesale pricing, or going right to the source like the manufacturer on something like that and saving some money, skipping the middleman, all that stuff works amazing when it comes to saving money. And when you look at all the line items on a renovation on a house, there are a lot of line items on a property or a renovation. So if you can save a little bit here and there, it's all money back in your pocket that you can reinvest to grow your portfolio or your business by hiring that help that we just talked about in the last point. You gotta make sure that you're tending to the pennies so they turn into dollars, all right? It really does hold true here when it comes to real estate investing. Next point number 10, they don't put in the work required to be a really successful real estate investor. Either people don't realize how much work is involved to get to the top of the pyramid when it comes to being a real estate investor, or they just don't have the work ethic. Like, they have no idea what it takes and they're not willing to do it anyways. So for people that are listening here, you need to make sure you're putting in the minimum amount of work to get enough traction to do well as a real estate investor, okay? You gotta be coachable, you gotta do all the steps. If you try to skip too many steps, you're gonna trip up and you're gonna lose profits or not do well as a real estate investor, okay? So you gotta put in the work. Just like anything these days, whether you're growing a YouTube channel, starting a business, running a restaurant, you gotta put in the work, especially in the beginning. Sometimes you're wearing all the different hats, but after a while, you take off those hats, let other people wear them, like we talked about in one of the other points. Scale that team so that you can still be working a lot, because now it's a passion project, and you're more like going from that operator who does everything to more the director, and ultimately you want to be the business owner. That's what we teach people to do in our inner circles. You can really just be like that true owner, that the company grows and you can take trips and vacation and live your best life. Other people are doing the work for you at that point too. So it's super important, got to put in the work. All right, everybody, next point here, people don't have a coach on their team. They might have mentors, but they don't have a coach. And there's a big difference between the two. I'm not trying to sell you anything here. I'm just giving you this distinction. It's very important to know and understand if you want to get to your result a lot quicker. So a mentor might be someone that you is coaching you for free, and you might be trading time for their guidance, and you'll get to your result eventually, but it's really going to be on their schedule when they have that free time available, right? Whereas with a coach is someone who's going to compress years, if not decades, into experience. They're going to give you one-on-one coaching or mentorship, and then you're going to be able to get to your result a lot quicker. They're very focused on your results as well. They're not going to do the work for you, but they're going to give you the playbook. They're going to help you, dodge all the tackles and watch out for all the pitfalls and that sort of stuff. So I think it's really important that people have a budget for this sort of thing, even if it's just getting started with a book, okay? Everybody can afford like an ebook or a book from someone who's been there, done that, where you want to be. It'll give you that motivation, inspiration. You're always going to get a great return when you invest in yourself, okay, or your business or your real estate portfolio. Make sure that your values align. Make sure that you resonate with that person who might be your potential coach. It's super important to vet them, interview them. We do coaching here as well. We have packages for all different levels of investors, right from beginner to more advanced. If you want to find out more about that, we're pretty easy to find. Go to our website, fill out a coaching strategy form, and we can see if it's a good fit. But just to share with my experience, I waited until my 3rd year before I got my first real estate coach. And even then I was like heavily researching real estate for a good year or two before I bought anything. But I know that the year that I got my coach, it was a 5-figure investment, but I did more in that year, in my 3rd year, than I did the last 5 years, okay? So it really got me on a different trajectory. Great investment, also a tax write-off, and I continue to get that return today. So don't be afraid to invest in mentoring and coaches. Invest in yourself. All right, everybody, we got a couple extra quick points here. Like the next one would be not learning how to raise capital or not raising enough capital. In business and in real estate, it is an important skill to have, okay? Because it doesn't matter how much money you have, even if you're the wealthiest person in the world, at some point you could spend all that money on your portfolio and you need more, right? You will get to your results faster, a lot faster. This is something I wish I would have been able to do sooner, was learning how to raise capital in the proper way. There is a tacky way to do it and a very tasteful way how to do it. We're actually doing a seminar at the end of September, early October on raising capital and attracting joint venture partners. If you're interested in that, I will drop a Calendly link down below. You can talk to one of my team members about what that's gonna look like, but I can't say enough, raising capital, a very important skill to have. Another skill to have is knowing how to find like off-market deals or sharply discounted deals, sharp properties, how to negotiate them. It's super important to be leveling up your skill sets here. Not documenting the journey soon enough or well enough, or even at all, okay? So we gotta talk about this a little bit here. It's amazing what we all have in our pockets here, these phones. I've always been a photographer, I've been into video for a long time as well. I gotta tell you, the technology that's in your pocket right now is actually better than my first DSLR that I bought almost 25 years ago. It was a 4-megapixel camera. This phone here is a 12-megapixel, right? And Alex Hormozi, if you're following him or not, I think he's fantastic. He just tells you the truth, and he's very straight to the point, and he's got a lot of energy, so I like him. He's posted a video where he breaks down social media, documenting the journey into like 5 different stages. And most people struggle even with like stage 1, like literally take a picture or a video, don't worry about how good it is, just post it, type up a few words, make sure it makes sense, and then go post it. Like, you'll get better along the way. You can always mentor and learn from other people as well. I know I was never amazing on social media, but I've gotten a lot better over time, and I've brought people on my team that help me obviously with these things. So got to document the journey. It's going to help to be a bright light for other people. It's going to encourage them. Maybe they'll even put their hand up, want to be a partner with you on a deal or something like that. Maybe they know of a deal, and if they don't know who you are, they can't tell you about this sharply priced deal that they might have found. I found deals through social media as well. So don't be afraid to document the journey. It is 100% worth it. You're not gloating, you're not bragging. There are tasteful ways to do it, and there's braggadocious ways to do it. Make sure that you're sticking to the tasteful ways. So there you have it, everybody. A lot of the stuff comes down to having good mindset, being good with money or money management, making sure that you have the skills to be moving faster as a real estate investor. You have the team, you have strong leadership behind you, you understand human behavior, and you have some technology behind you to help you get to your goals faster, all right? So all these different mistakes or things that can trip you up as a real estate investor fall under a lot of those different categories. But I'm still curious, what is something that you've made a mistake about in the past as a real estate investor? Drop it down below. This is gonna be one of our flagship videos here, because I'm always gonna be pushing people towards this video. Make sure you don't make these mistakes so that you can avoid them and you can just get off to the races a lot faster. I know I've been able to do that over time by being a student of the game. We want you guys to be a student as well here too. So until the next video, we'll see you on the next one.